She loved a god, and that broke the sky. Once, in a time before time had a name, there was a village at the edge of the world. It sat between the green earth and the endless blue sea, a place where the wind carried the scent of salt and wildflowers. The people there lived simple lives, fishing in the mornings and telling stories by the fire at night. But one girl was different. Her name was Liora, and she loved the sky. Liora was not like the others. While the villagers kept their eyes on the earth, she spent her nights staring at the stars. She whispered to them as if they could hear her, and sometimes she swore they whispered back. The elders warned her not to speak to the heavens. The sky is not for mortals, they said. But Liora did not listen. One evening, as the sun bled into the horizon, a man walked out of the sea. His skin was the color of moonlight, and his eyes held the depth of the night itself. He wore no clothes, yet the water did not cling to him. The villagers fled in fear, but Liora stood still. She knew what he was. "You are not from this world," she said. The man smiled, and the stars in his eyes flickered. "No," he admitted. "I am Aether, and I have watched you for a long time." From that night on, Aether returned whenever the moon was high. He told Liora stories of the cosmos, of how the stars danced in patterns only gods could understand, of how the wind was born from the breath of ancient titans. In return, she told him of the earth, of the way the flowers turned toward the sun, and how laughter sounded when shared among friends. The villagers saw the way Liora changed. Her eyes grew distant, her steps lighter, as if she were not entirely bound to the ground anymore. They whispered that she had given her heart to a god, a thing forbidden since the beginning of time. The elders went to her. "If you love him, the balance will break," they warned. The sky and earth must never touch. But Liora could not stay away. One night, as Aether stood before her, she reached for his hand. The moment their fingers touched, the world trembled. The stars above flickered like dying candles. The sea pulled back from the shore, and the wind howled as if in pain. Aether's face darkened. "You should not have done that," he said. Above them, the sky cracked. A jagged line split the night, and through it poured a light so bright it burned. The villagers screamed as the heavens shuddered. The gods were angry. Aether turned to Liora. "If I stay, the sky will fall. If I go, you will forget me." Liora gripped his hand tighter. "Then let it fall." But Aether was a god, and gods knew the cost of love. He pulled away, and as he did, the crack in the sky began to mend. The sea returned to its place. The wind settled. But Liora felt something inside her tear, a piece of her soul now lost to the stars. Aether stepped back into the sea, his form dissolving into mist. "I will remember you," he whispered, though she could no longer hear him. The next morning, the villagers found Liora on the shore, staring at the horizon. She did not speak of Aether again. But sometimes, on clear nights, she would look up at the sky and weep without knowing why. And if you listen closely when the wind is still, you might hear the stars singing a song of a love that broke the heavens, a love so strong it almost shattered the world. But the sky remained, and the earth endured. And Liora? She learned that some loves are not meant to last, but they are meant to change us forever.